What's going on, guys? It's Coach Abraham back at you with another video. In today's emphasis, I'm going to be going over what the rep schemes mean, whether you should be doing 6 reps, 12 reps, and how you can actually apply it so you can get the most out of your lifts and get stronger, faster, and more powerful throughout your career. I've seen a lot of recommendations from these Instagram gurus on how many reps you should be doing. I've seen from 5 reps to 3 reps is best. And know that it's never gonna be a one size fits all. It's really gonna depend on where you're at throughout your season and your career and your training age. And I'm gonna be going over that so you can get a better understanding and how you can apply it again to make the most out of it and become the best possible player and athlete that you can be. So sit back because it's gonna be very educational in nature, and let's get into it. So I've gained a lot of new subscribers in the past few months, so I thought I'd reintroduce myself before you apply anything you see here today. My name is Abraham Armas. I am the owner of Armas Strength and Conditioning based in Dallas, Texas. I hold a bachelor's and master's of science in kinesiology with strength and conditioning emphasis, and am a certified strength and conditioning specialist. I am not just a random YouTuber giving out free advice or information. All of this is based on the latest science and research. So now that that's out of the way, let's start with the first part. First, you have to understand what each range of reps mean. The range of reps will determine your goal for the phase you are doing. If you are not familiar with phases, they are weekly blocks in your program that have specific goals such as foundation/beginner phase, hypertrophy/muscle emphasis, strength or power phase. Your reps will range between 12 to 6 reps, max strength between 1 to 6 reps, and power between 1 to 5 reps. This graph will help you understand this a little bit more. To clarify, just because you are doing 9 reps doesn't mean you won't gain some strength, just like if you're doing 6 reps doesn't mean you won't gain any size at all. But if you want to maximize that specific training goal like muscle, the best way is to stay within the focus rep ranges mentioned. Also, if you are a first timer or beginner in training, your body will literally transform, get bigger and stronger with whatever exercises you do, assuming that you have a decent program. Should you start off at strength as a newbie or beginner? Absolutely not. And to go even further, if you took a break from lifting or barely starting a real program and not just winging every workout, the best place to start is at a foundational phase between 10 to 20 reps, where you will build a base so your body can properly adapt in a safe, progressive, and efficient manner. If you begin at a 5x5, you're more than likely putting your muscles, joints, and ligaments through a stimulus that it isn't used to, and you'll only end up hurting yourself. If you're an athlete, prioritize good, progressive training with deloads. If you follow this, you will get strong. Alright guys, time to go over the phases in full detail. First, we have the foundational phase, which includes high reps but with less load. The goal is so the body can adapt and you can slowly get accustomed to higher loads and weight. Every week you will go down in reps and increase load. The duration of this phase is between 6 to 10 weeks for a beginner or 2 to 4 weeks for an experienced lifter. A novice will begin at 20 reps down to 8, where the experienced can begin at 15 and go down to 8. You should finish the set feeling 2 reps before failure for a novice or at least 1 for an experienced lifter. Once you've built a great base to work from, you can choose to go into hypertrophy or max strength, as it's time to ramp up the intensity. If you're a beginner, I'd advise you to go into a hypertrophy phase. Remember, since you are new to training or haven't taken it as serious, you will still make great strength and muscle gains that will transfer onto the pitch. If you decide to go into hypertrophy, this is the phase where you go 12 to 6 reps, still going down in reps every week as load increases, this time with a percentage between 60 to 80% of your 1 rep max. This is also where you can add more tempo and introduce slower negatives. For example, in a back squat, you would go 3 seconds down. The duration of this phase can last between 6 to 8 weeks. If you reach this phase as a beginner and feel this is too challenging, I would advise you to go back to the previous phase for another 2 to 4 weeks, giving your body more time to adapt. Also, the reason for the slower negatives is because we want sport-specific muscle gains. A bodybuilder focuses on enlarging overall muscle, where hypertrophy training for sports focuses mainly on increasing the size of the specific muscles used for sport. In other words, we are doing specific movements that we would see on a field. For example, a Bulgarian squat can resemble a sprint during takeoff and acceleration. Lastly, besides the reason of increasing muscle size during a hypertrophy phase is that going down slow increases that deceleration ability and able to produce better and more efficient change of direction ability on the field. After hypertrophy, it's time to really get strong. By this time, you are pretty experienced in lifting and ready to increase intensity. In hypertrophy, we've built functional size and strength, so now it's time to maximize that muscle. For this phase, we will talk about two phases of max strength, relative and max. The first part of max strength will hang out between 70 to 80% of your 1 rep max at 2 to 6 reps. Also notice that rest time has also increased as your body will need more time to recover from the heavy loads. After a phase of this, you should be getting stronger if you are calculating percentage correctly, progressing accordingly, and giving your body time to rest. Next, we progress to max strength phase 2, where you will perform 80 to 90% of your 1 rep max. This is the phase where you will perform the least amount of reps as you are heavily taxing the body with heavy loads. Now here is a quick 9-week example of a max strength phase, where this bottom number will be the number of reps, the number right above is the percentage of your 1 rep max for that week, and this number on the outside is going to be the total number of sets. So you can see how we're modifying our intensity, ensuring that we are getting stronger throughout all the phases. Today, almost every athlete uses some sort of strength training program to improve performance. However, most strength programs fail to transform the strength gains made during the maximum strength training phase into sport or event specific strength, such as power or muscular endurance. This failure prevents athletes from maximizing their athletic potential in order to increase their sport performance in tasks requiring speed, agility, or prolonged effort. In other words, this is the phase that will make you that game-changing explosive athlete. And since soccer players are cyclic athletes, you want to follow between 30 to 50% of your 1 rep max as you master technique and focus on the speed of movement. This phase is not about loading as high as possible, but more about moving as quick as possible for exercises such as the squat jump or trap bar jump. Higher percentages are more specific to athletes throwing, weightlifting, or line play like American football. So hopefully you found this useful and this gets you on the right path to becoming a stronger and more powerful athlete. Like I mentioned, you will probably need to keep coming back to this video as you practice these techniques. I find that this really helps through a more hands-on approach. Know that I did my best to simplify a lot of the concepts here, and know this is only going to raise even more questions, but if you follow this, you will transform into a different player. If you want to learn more or have any questions, leave a comment down below. Lastly, the source of today's work is from Periodization Training for Sports by Tutor Bompa. My name is Abraham. Thanks for watching. Again, leave a comment if you have any questions. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more high quality content just like this. And I'll see you on the next one.